Hey everyone, and welcome to another deep dive. Today we're tackling FCA authorization for claims management companies.
Definitely a hot topic, and we've got some great sources to help us out.
We do. Excerpts from the FCA website itself, a helpful article summarizing key requirements, and even a YouTube video on financial forecasting for the application.
Those are some really solid resources hitting all the major points.
So let's jump right in. You're thinking of becoming a CMC. That means you're stepping in to help consumers with financial claims, right?
Exactly. Helping them navigate what can often be a complex and confusing process.
But before you can even start, you need the FCA's seal of approval.
Right. FCA authorization is absolutely essential. You can't operate without it.
Okay, so let's talk about why that authorization is so important. It's not just a formality, right?
Not at all. Think of it as a signal to your potential clients. It says you're operating with integrity and competence. The FCA's threshold conditions are a good example of that.
Threshold conditions, huh? The name sounds a bit intimidating.
I guess it can, but they're really about making sure you're equipped to handle things properly. Sensitive financial information, managing risk effectively, treating customers fairly, that sort of thing.
So it's not just about knowing the claims process inside and out. It's about having a solid foundation for running a responsible business.
Precisely. And speaking of foundations, we need to talk about the Regulatory Business Plan, or RBP.
Ah, yes, the RBP. It's not your average business plan, is it?
No, it goes much deeper than that. It's really about showing the FCA that you understand the rules of the game, how your CMC will operate within that regulatory framework. Things like mapping out your customer journey, explaining your fees, demonstrating you understand data protection laws like GDPR.
Wow, that's comprehensive. So the RB key is your chance to prove you're not just in it for a quick buck, but that you're committed to doing things the right way.
Exactly. And that you've thought through all the angles.
And then there's the financial side of things. I know we've got that YouTube video on financial forecasting for the application.
Oh, that's a great resource. It highlights the need for detailed 3-year forecasts, covering your profit and loss, balance sheet, cash flow projections.
It's not just about plucking in numbers, though, right? The FCA wants to see the story behind those figures.
Right. You need clear explanations for your assumptions, your revenue model, how you plan to handle potential challenges. Transparency is key here. And stress testing, they want to see that you can handle a bit of a storm.
So it's about showing the FCA that you've thought everything through
Yeah,
and that your business model is sustainable, that you're in it for the long haul.
absolutely. Now, ready to tackle another critical aspect of FCA authorization,
Hit me with it.
the Senior Managers and Certification Regime, SM&CR.
SM&CR. Sounds a bit like a secret agent code name.
Maybe a little bit, but it's all about raising the bar for individual accountability within your CMC.
So it's not just the company as a whole, it's about the people running it.
Exactly. The FCA needs to know your senior managers are fit and proper for their roles, and that you have a system for making sure everyone in a key position is competent and honest.
Sounds like SM&CR is about fostering a culture of responsibility from top to bottom.
It is, ensuring everyone understands the importance of ethical behavior and acting in the client's best interest.
Phew. This is a lot to take in. FCA authorization is a pretty rigorous process.
No doubt about it. But remember, it's all designed to protect consumers and the integrity of the claims management industry.
So even though it's challenging, it's ultimately good for everyone involved.
Precisely. And that's where having expert guidance can be invaluable.
Which brings us to compliance consultant.
Ah, yes, compliance consultant, home of the compliance doctor. They really are specialists in helping businesses navigate the world of FCA authorization.
They can help with pretty much everything, right? From figuring out what you're missing, to developing your policies, to putting together that all-important regulatory business plan.
Oh, absolutely. They can even help with that tricky financial forecasting process, ensuring you tick all the boxes for the FCA.
Sounds like having compliance consultant on your side could make the whole process a lot smoother.
I would say so. Plus, they have a great offer on right now.
You mean their 25th anniversary discount?
That's the one. For all of 2025, they're offering a massive 25% discount on all their services.
That's a big saving. Perfect for anyone looking to launch a CMC and wants a bit of expert help.
Couldn't agree more.
So, how can our listeners connect with Compliance Consultant?
Well, their website is the best place to start. That's https://complianceconsultant.org. Loads of great resources there. Articles, guides, even a blog that breaks down some of the trickier compliance stuff.
So a good place to learn more about what they do and how they can help.
Definitely. And if you want to chat to someone directly, you can email them at info@complianceconsultant.org or call them in the UK on 0800-689-0190.
Great. We'll make sure to include all those details in our show notes. We've covered a lot already, but there's still so much more to explore.
So much more.
We've just scratched the surface of FCA authorization for CMCs.
I'm looking forward to diving deeper.
Me too. We'll be back after a short break to delve further into this world and see how Compliance Consultant can be your partner in this journey.
So we've been talking about the importance of FCA authorization and all the things you need to have in place. It sounds like Compliance Consultant can really help aspiring CMC owners get everything in order.
They really can,
Yeah.
The FCA has a lot of requirements, and Compliance Consultant offers this really comprehensive suite of services to help you meet them all.
I see, I see. Can you give us some examples?
Sure. Like, let's say you're not even sure if you're ready for authorization yet. Compliance Consultant can do something called a gap analysis, which basically helps identify any weaknesses in your current operations compared to what the FCA expects.
So like a compliance health check.
Exactly. Helps you spot any potential problems before you even submit your application. And then they can help you develop all the necessary policies and procedures to fix those gaps. That makes sense. And I bet having those policies and procedures in place is super important, not just for getting authorized, but for actually running a successful, sustainable business, right?
Absolutely. It's about more than just ticking boxes, you know? These policies should really reflect your commitment to doing things the right way, treating customers fairly, protecting their data, operating ethically.
So it's about really embedding compliance into the very fabric of your CMC.
That's it. And Compliance Consultant can guide you through the whole process, from writing those initial documents to making sure they're actually implemented properly.
Now, we talked earlier about the Regulatory Business Plan, the RBP, and how important that is for FCA authorization. Does Compliance Consultant help with that too?
Oh, they absolutely do. It's one of their specialties, in fact, helping clients create those really strong RBPs that impress the FCA. They know exactly what the regulator's looking for. They can help you articulate your business model, your compliance strategy, your financial projections, and present it all in a way that really makes sense.
That sounds so valuable.
Yeah.
That document can feel really daunting, I imagine, if you're trying to tackle it on your own. We've been focusing a lot on getting authorized, but what about once your CMC is up and running? Is there ongoing support available?
That's a great point. Staying compliant isn't a one-time thing, is it? It's an ongoing effort. Regulations change, new risks pop up, your business evolves.
Yeah, it's constantly moving.
Exactly. And that's where Compliance Consultant really shines. They offer a bunch of different support services, compliance monitoring, staff training, keeping you updated on regulatory changes.
So it's almost like having a dedicated compliance team at your fingertips, even if you're a small company.
That's a great way to put it. It gives you peace of mind knowing the compliance stuff is being taken care of and frees you up to focus on running your business and serving your clients.
I can see how valuable that would be, especially for a new company that's still finding its feet. All of this sounds great, but I'm sure some people listening are thinking, this expert compliance support, it can't be cheap, can it?
You're right, it often does come at a premium. But remember, Compliance Consultant is celebrating a big anniversary this year, their 25th anniversary. And they're offering this amazing 25% discount on all their services throughout 2025.
Wow, 25%, that's huge.
It is. It's a real game changer for CMCs who need that high-quality compliance support, but maybe thought it was out of reach financially.
It sounds like they're really serious about making compliance accessible to everyone.
They are, and they've made it super easy to get in touch, too. Their website is a great place to start. It's https://complianceconsultant.org. Lots of resources there, articles, guides, even a blog that explains some of the more complicated compliance topics in plain English.
Okay, so a great place to start learning about them.
Absolutely. And if you want to speak to someone directly, you can email them at info@complianceconsultant.org or give them a call in the UK on 0800-689-0190.
Perfect. And they have that direct scheduling link too, right?
Oh.
So you can book a free consultation.
That's right. That call's a great chance to chat about your specific needs, get some advice, and see if Compliance Consultant is the right fit for you.
Sounds like a great way to start. I think we've really highlighted the value that Compliance Consultant brings to the table. Their expertise, their tailored approach, that commitment to making compliance accessible, it's impressive.
It is. They're a real asset for any CMC that's trying to navigate the world of FCA regulation. I want to shift gears a bit now and talk about the bigger picture. We've talked a lot about the specifics of getting authorized, but I think it's important to remember why this all matters.
Right, right. It's more than just a hoop to jump through.
It is. It's about building a strong, trustworthy business that's built to last.
So beyond just being able to operate legally, what are the benefits of being an FCA authorized CMC? What does it do for you?
Well, first and foremost, it gives you instant credibility. That stamp of approval from a respected regulator, it speaks volumes.
It tells potential clients that you're a serious player, that you meet high standards.
Exactly. It shows you're committed to operating within a regulated framework, which can be a big advantage over competitors who maybe aren't.
Especially in an industry that doesn't always have the best reputation, perhaps.
Right. FCA authorization helps you stand out from the crowd. It shows you're trustworthy, reliable. It's something consumers can feel confident about.
So it's not just about staying on the right side of the law, it's about building a brand that people can trust.
Absolutely. And that trust, it can have real business benefits. More clients, stronger relationships with financial institutions, even access to new markets.
Yeah, it all makes sense.
And there are internal benefits too. Top talent, they want to work for companies that do things the right way, companies that value ethical conduct and compliance.
So it's about attracting good people as much as it is about attracting clients.
That's right. It's about creating a culture of integrity where everyone understands how important compliance is and is committed to upholding those standards.
It sounds like FCA authorization, even though it's a challenge to get, it can really be a game changer for a CMC.
I think so. It's an investment, but it's one worth making.
Well said. We've covered so much ground today.
Oh.
The nitty-gritty details of the regulations, the broader benefits of being authorized, the role compliance consultant can play in supporting you through it all. It comes back to one question, I think. What kind of CMC do you want to create?
That's a good question. It's the question every aspiring CMC owner needs to ask themselves. What are your values? What's your vision? How committed are you to your clients?
Do you just want to be another company chasing claims? Or do you want to be a leader in the industry, someone who sets the bar for how things should be done?
It's a choice, isn't it? And that choice will affect everything you do, the policies you have, the people you hire, everything.
It's about creating a CMC that you can be proud of, one that not only ticks all the regulatory boxes, but one that genuinely reflects your values: integrity, transparency, client focus.
And ultimately, it's about building a business that makes a real difference for your clients and for the industry as a whole.
Well said. We'll be back after a short break to continue this important discussion. We've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive: the threshold conditions, the regulatory business plan, SM&CR, the support compliance consultant offers. But it all comes down to one question, really. What kind of CMC do you want to build?
That's the big question, isn't it? It's about more than just meeting the rules. It's about your values, your vision, how you want to serve your clients.
Exactly. Do you just want to be another company out there? Or do you want to be a leader, setting the bar for everyone else?
It's a choice. And that choice will impact everything you do.
It's about building a CMC you can be proud of, one that goes beyond just the regulations, one that reflects your values: integrity, transparency, putting your clients first.
And at the end of the day, it's about making a difference for your clients and the industry as a whole.
I think that's a great place to wrap things up. We've explored the world of FCA authorization for CMCs, looked at some key requirements and the benefits of getting it right.
And of course, we've seen how Compliance Consultant can help you navigate that journey.
They really can. From gap analysis to developing your policies, putting together your RBP, and even ongoing support once you're up and running.
And don't forget their 25th anniversary discount. Makes their expert advice even more accessible.
Definitely a great opportunity. Well, that's all we have time for today. We hope you found this deep dive insightful and helpful.
We've enjoyed sharing our expertise with you.
As always, you can find more information about Compliance Consultant on their website, https://complianceconsultant.org. You can also drop them an email at info@complianceconsultant.org or give them a call in the UK on 0800 689 0190.
Until next time.
Thanks for joining us.